Hello everyone, I'm Yasmin, and today I wanted to share a special holiday video with you all. Last week, I was so thrilled to take part in a wonderful holiday event held by Together Estranged, a non-profit focusing on providing community and support for people experiencing estrangement in their family. It was the most wonderful event, and I was so honoured to be included amongst fellow colleagues such as Carl Melvin, Dr. Becca Bland, and so many other amazing people. It not only offered such focused help for the holidays, but a space where we could all come together and really feel supported and connected. So I wanted to create a video to share exactly what I shared at the event. A little presentation focused on connecting to community over the holidays and how that can be our lifeline throughout the Christmas season. And to start with, I just wanted to really welcome everyone and really let you know that in this space, in this talk, we are all welcome with open hearts, just as you are, no matter where you fit in as your role in your family. What I want to say today is for everyone and anyone experiencing difficulty in their family. Whatever brought you here, whether it's a search for understanding, a need for support, or simply a safe place to land in the holidays, we all belong here. So my talk today really is a space where safety and acceptance are at the forefront. We are all the same here. And I also really wanted to start with that because, in keeping with today's theme, community, I really believe that is at the heart of why community is so valuable. Because in the world of family estrangement, while our individual stories may differ, while our role in the family may differ, the emotions we experience connect us all. Grief, loss, confusion, resilience, and hope. These are shared human experiences. And at the core of it all, we're all walking a similar path of healing and growth. And we're never as alone as we might feel. And that, to me, is the type of community we should be building together. One where there is no judgment, one where there are no sides, no labels, a community that is a space of deep understanding, and one where compassion leads the way. So today I'll be giving a relaxed talk to share what I did at the holiday event for Together Estranged that really touches on the key themes many of us face during the holidays, the common struggles, the emotional roller coaster ride we find ourselves on, and the challenges that can feel even heavier at this time of year. And then to finish with, when it comes to finding true community and support, there is one key element I want each of you to focus on, which is a real guiding light that can help you build meaningful and nurturing connections during the holiday season. And my focus being throughout it all, that I really want today's talk to help give you peace and clarity, to give you support, and to leave you with the encouragement to help you move forward with strength and more optimism during the holidays, and really knowing you're not alone. So to start with, I want to share some of the really common emotional struggles we face during the holidays. And the reason being because these can become even stronger during the holidays. And it's really common for people to think they're slipping backwards or that things are getting worse, when in reality, these are just normal, heightened reactions to the holidays. And the more we talk about them, the more we feel like we're not alone and that nothing is wrong with us and that we actually can get through it. Like we know, the holiday season is a deeply emotional time, especially for those of us living with family estrangement. Absolutely everywhere we look, we're surrounded by stereotypical images and holiday culture. And while the world around us seems to celebrate connection and togetherness and family, there are many of us that face a roller coaster of emotions that can really feel overwhelming during this time. But I want to remind you that these feelings are completely normal. So let's look at these together now. It's really, really common that over the holidays you might feel some or all of the following. You might feel a resurgence of sadness or grief over the separation in your family, really with focus on what could have been or what might used to be. You might experience thoughts of wanting to reach out to a family member and wondering if things might be different this time, or if you should or shouldn't reach out during the holidays. You might have questions or anxiety about whether you should be sending gifts or cards and feeling uncertain about what feels right. There might be a longing to fix things over the holidays, a constant reliving of past situations or imagining how to bridge the gap and thinking that the holidays might be the perfect time. Emotionally, you might be experiencing a resurgence of grief, anger, or resentment over past hurts that are still there, or the unfairness of it all, or even anger towards friends and loved ones who don't have separation in their family. You might feel heightened loneliness or abandonment, really feeling left out of family traditions or isolated from the celebrations around you. There might be the urge to retreat or isolate, wanting to protect yourself from more emotional pain. And following on from that, guilt can be another common emotion over the holidays, because for some people, life is actually more peaceful with distance over the holidays. And these are all so common. And I want you to know that you are not alone in feeling these things. These emotions aren't signs that you're failing or going backwards, and they're not signs that you're not coping. They're simply part of the complex experience of estrangement that can become even more so during the holidays. So, feeling them doesn't mean you're stuck, it means you're human. And the key to coping is learning to sit with these emotions, allowing them to be present without letting them define you. The trick is to let them be, hold them gently, and acknowledge their presence with compassion rather than resistance. So don't fight them. They're not meant to be fought or feared. They're just temporary visitors over the holidays. And you're allowed to feel it all and still move forward. You can carry sadness and still find joy over the holidays. You can acknowledge loss and still discover meaningful connection in other new ways. And it's really important over the holidays, especially, that we remember that healing isn't about erasing these emotions. It's about making room for them without letting them take over. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with your heart, and most importantly, remember to be loving towards yourself. So, in keeping with those truths and the common struggles that pop up over the holidays, before we look at how to embrace and find community during this time of year, and also how deeply that can help, there's something even more essential we need to begin with, and that's you. The foundation for everything starts with you and how you treat yourself. So during the holiday season, I really want to invite you to celebrate yourself. Be loving, be kind, and be gentle with yourself. The reminder to extend to your own heart the same compassion you would offer a dear friend going through a hard time. Like I just shared, the holiday season comes with a huge weight of expectations from social media, TV commercials, holiday movies, and all those stereotypical holiday images that seem to be everywhere. So it's really easy to feel like we need to meet these unrealistic standards, or that we need to be perfectly happy in every moment, or have our lives fully figured out by the end of the year. And we can put so much pressure on ourselves to have to tick all those boxes by the end of December. And we can also really fall victim to comparison during the holidays, where we can so cruelly compare ourselves to what others seem to have in their families. But here's the truth: you don't need to fix anything right now. You don't need to solve all your family challenges. You don't need to have all the answers by the end of the year. You don't need to repair every relationship in your family by December 31st. This is not the season for forcing resolutions or pushing yourself into emotional overdrive. Instead, I really want to encourage you to release this pressure and shift your focus inward towards something far more powerful and something that you do have control over. And that is celebrating you and recognizing how far you've already come. And rather than worrying about the next steps to take, spend some time celebrating how far you've come and celebrate your own strength. So, really take some time to reflect on your journey. You've survived this entire year. Even on the hardest days, you kept going. You've grown. You've faced challenges you never expected to exist in your family. And somehow you found the steps to take, and you found the strength you didn't know you had. You're still here. You're still showing up. You're still searching for healing, still open to love and hope. And that is extraordinary. That deserves to be honored and celebrated. And too often we spend the holidays focusing on what else we need to achieve before the year is over, or how we can make one last attempt to fix our family. Or we put pressure on ourselves to be stronger and tougher and know all the answers. So let this month be a time of also recognizing your resilience. You've already overcome so much. You have already found answers along the way. You are living proof of your own strength. You have already shown you have what it takes, and you have proven that you are capable of continuing forward, even if it's one small step at a time. And I really want to encourage you over the holidays to, instead of focusing on what still needs doing, celebrate how far you've come. Be proud of your survival. Be proud of your courage and your heart. And I promise you, the world will keep spinning if you have not worked it all out by the end of this month. And you'll actually be able to tackle these issues with more strength and clarity when you don't have the anxiety of the holidays hanging over your head. So now let's look at the power of community, which really can be a lifeline through the holidays. Because that's the other biggest struggle of the holidays for those of us living with separation in our family. We can feel alone. We can feel so separate from all that is going on in society or in the lives of our friends. And it can be a time when we can relive all the grief and sadness of our situation. And in a world where family estrangement is still not openly discussed and it's still not widely understood, finding people that really truly get you, who understand your journey without needing an explanation, that can be an incredible source of strength during the holiday season. So community in any form can be your rock. It can be your lifeline, and it can be your anchor when everything else feels too much. And the beauty of community is that it doesn't have to look one certain way. And I stress this because I often have people that say to me, but I don't have people in my life, or I don't have kindred spirits in my life. I don't have people that understand. And that's okay. You can still cultivate community. It doesn't have to be a physical connection. It's true that some may find comfort in people they see face to face, and they might have that. But it's also true that others may not have access to that. So for those and for others, it may be connection is in entirely different ways. If you don't have like-minded people physically close to you, there are other ways you can find this. Your community can be online. There are forums, social media groups, and virtual spaces that are filled with people who share your experience and are really eager to connect. Your community can be local. You can seek out support groups and clubs, classes or workshops or events that draw in people who value connection and understanding. Your community can be at online gatherings, just like the one I presented at last week. Simply being surrounded by others who understand the layers and the pain of estrangement can really create a shared bond and a sense of belonging that can really make a world of difference. So if you struggle over the holidays, the most important thing is to have some form of connection during the holidays. It doesn't matter if it's one person. It doesn't matter if it's a small group or an online forum. What matters is that you have a lifeline, a place where you feel seen, heard, and supported. And that's what community is. It's a lifeline. It's a source of strength when the weight of the season feels too much to bear. It's something to reach for when you feel isolated or when painful memories surface. Even just thinking of a supportive face or recalling a comforting conversation with a friend can provide a sense of grounding. Because the truth is, we aren't meant to carry everything alone, and we don't need to. As strong as we can be, as tough as we are, in times of emotional heaviness, especially during the holidays, having just one person who truly understands can make all the difference. Someone who doesn't need explanations, someone who listens with empathy and without judgment. That is the gift that community can provide. So how do we create this? How do we find this lifeline of strength? And I'm going to share with you a really powerful trick. As someone that has lived through these times and situations, I really know what it's like to be all alone in your thoughts and feelings. And it can make all the difference to think of someone, even just one person that you know is going through the same thing. So during the holidays, take a moment to think of someone you can turn to, or even someone that you can think about. It can be just one person who makes you feel understood. It could be a friend, another family member, a fellow member of a support group, or even someone you've met online. Hold that person in your mind as a symbol of your strength and a symbol of connection that will help you get through the holidays. A reminder that you're not alone, that someone else is out there doing the same thing. And it could also be a few people, a group of people. It could even be the memory of this talk I'm giving today. And when the holidays feel heavy, think of that face, or those faces, or the discussion. Picture their understanding, their kindness, their empathy. Even if you can't physically be with them, let the thought of their support carry you forward. And also during this time, don't be afraid to reach out as needed or reach out when you can. Send a message to someone, leave a comment in a support group, join a virtual gathering. Small acts of connection can be really powerful. Like I said in the beginning, it can be really, really natural to want to retreat and isolate. And this can also be very therapeutic too, and it's not something to feel guilty for. Again, this is just 1 month of the year. And if you want to retreat, if you're not ready for connection, if it makes you happy to have a quiet holiday without celebrations, then that's perfectly normal too. But if there are days that are hard, if there are days where you feel reflective and sad and lost, then holding on to the thought of someone or reaching out to hear someone's voice can be really healing and uplifting. And here's another trick: allow yourself to receive. Sometimes we hesitate to lean on others, but being vulnerable and open to support can really be a transformative act of self care. And again, this is something specific to family estrangement. We can so easily lack self love from living through family estrangement. But don't let lack of self worth leave you believing that you can't use your voice to ask for help. Even if family estrangement has left you feeling disconnected, you still belong. You are still deserving of love, still deserving of understanding and community. Your story matters, your pain matters, and so do you. So, this holiday season, let connection be your anchor. Find even just one lifeline, one person, a group, a place that reminds you you're seen, you're understood, and you're not alone. So reach out, hold on, and let that connection strengthen your heart through the season. Connection really is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. It's a gift of hope, a gift of resilience, a gift of strength, love, and support. And there are many ways to step into a community and surround yourself with like-minded people over the holidays. Now, if you're looking for more detailed guidance and tips, then I'd love to remind you that I share a lot of helpful advice through other videos on my YouTube channel. So please go and explore any other videos that you might find that can be and offer helpful tips. But today I want to focus on what I believe to be the most important key element when embracing community or finding your circle of support. And it's the need to focus on positivity and positive environments. Positivity is crucial when living with something as complex and often misunderstood as family estrangement. And being in a positive environment can make all the difference. It really can provide the emotional fuel you need to stay uplifted, to stay strong and calm through all the highs and lows of the holiday season. And I really can't stress this enough. Now is not the time to suffer through situations that don't uplift you. Now is not the time to be patient or tolerant of situations or relationships that drain you or bring you down. For anyone living with problems in their family, during the holidays, positive environments aren't just nice to have, they're essential. And by positive environments, I don't mean having to be continually laughing or attending festive events. I mean being in environments where you feel safe, where you're at peace and you're not threatened, where you feel energized, where you feel uplifted and understood and seen. And why are these essential during the holidays? Because they make you feel safe. You're free from judgment. You're free from criticism or the pressure to explain your situation. You feel uplifted. People encourage your healing. They can sit with your pain and they can offer genuine support. And you feel accepted. There's no need to pretend or minimize your emotions. You are understood just as you are. And when it comes to finding a positive environment, it all starts with trusting your gut. So always be paying attention to how you feel around certain people or in specific spaces. Your instincts are powerful and they always tell you what your mind might overlook. And you don't need to explain why you have these gut instincts. That's the other thing about trusting your instincts. Sometimes you just feel the way you do about someone or something, and there's no need to explain it. So always be asking yourself questions like, do I feel calmer, lighter, or understood when I'm around this person or in this space? Or do I feel drained, judged, or tense after interacting with this person or this community? And really listen to those answers. They're always going to guide you towards the people and environments that really nurture your well-being. And you're allowed to step away from relationships or spaces that bring negativity in your life. This is nothing to feel guilty about. Positive support really is one of the most powerful healing tools, and surrounding yourself with positive people and environments can really help during the holidays. It can be so crucial. It can help ease feelings of loneliness. It can reduce stress and anxiety, and it can encourage healing and growth. And I want to really stress that just like adding more joy to our daily life, bringing more positivity into your environment is something we have to actively work at. A nurturing community is something you have to be intentional about, just like with everything in life. So, this coming week and into the new year, be intentional about where you spend your time and who you allow into your emotional world. Get selfish if needs be. Seek out environments that help you feel supported and understood, even if they're small or even if they're virtual. And I want to point out that positivity isn't about pretending that everything is fine. It's about finding people and places that help you feel steady, strong, and hopeful on your healing journey. And when you're doing this, when you're going through this process of surrounding yourself with people you feel safe with and creating a positive environment, like I said, always trust your heart because it knows the way. So before I finish, I want to revisit the key points we've covered. Simple but powerful steps to focus on as you move into the new year. Like I said, I haven't gone into every detail because I share deeper guidance in other videos on my YouTube channel, where I share tips on navigating some of the biggest challenges during the holidays. So if you need more help, you'll see that I've covered questions like, should I reach out over the holidays and how? How can I find connection and community when I feel isolated? Right through to some of the tricky ones. How do I rediscover joy when the holidays feel so heavy? But today, I want to leave you with the most essential truths I believe will help you through this season. And those are: be kind and loving to yourself throughout the holidays. There is no right or wrong way to get through them. Don't put pressure on yourself. Now is not the time to have to know all the answers and fix everything. Also, celebrate your strength. You've survived so much this year already. So honor that and really celebrate that. Also, surround yourself with people who truly get you. Even one person who understands can be a lifeline. And seek positive environments and uplifting people. Choose spaces where you feel safe, supported, and seen. And above all else, remember that you're human and be gentle with yourself. And I guess that really is the most important thing I want you to hold on to this holiday season and going into the new year. Be gentle and loving with yourself and know that you're not broken, that there's nothing wrong with you, that there are going to be hard days or moments of sadness, and that's normal. You don't have to be happy every moment. And during those times, be gentle and loving to yourself. And I say this from really understanding what you're going through because I live with family estrangement. And I've had moments through every holiday where something has triggered me or hit me like a freight train. And during those times, I stop and I breathe and I let the emotions wash over me. I remind myself that it's a sign I still have a beating heart full of love. And also, I'm a firm believer that life isn't either or. It's not sadness or joy. It's not loneliness or companionship. It can be both. Life is both. You can carry grief and still find moments of peace. You can feel lonely and still feel experience and wonderfully find meaningful connection. You can find your chosen family. Life can be so messy and still hold beauty. The secret isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about learning how to let joy, love, and hope take up more space, even when the hard stuff is still there. So I want to remind you that you really do have the power to outbalance the negativity, to create more light, to create more connection and more peace in your life, no matter what you're facing. So that's what I wish for everyone today, that as we move through this month and into the new year, that we all hold on to the memory of this community, this strength that we all form together, and recognize that you have that strength within you, and that we are loving and kind to ourselves. And as needed, remember my talk today. And also think of me as needed. And as you walk on through this month, I'm going to be there too, right there beside you, living the exact same life. I'm going to be shopping in decorated malls with Christmas carols, possibly coming across old photos, seeing the life of friends as they celebrate with their families, waking up on Christmas morning, going through all the same holiday things that you're going through. I'm navigating all the same things you are. So think of me to remind you that you're not alone. Think of me to remind you that you have the strength, that we're all together, and that we're going to ride this month together. So I see you. You're not alone. I'm right there with you. We are all there together. Sending you all the love in the world. Merry Christmas.